As I'm sure you've heard, iPhone season is upon us, as it does every time around this year. Now personally, I only upgrade when there's a need, and it just so happens that my iPhone 12 Pro Max has officially reached its memory limit and shown me signs that it's time. Hi everyone, if you're new to my channel, my name is Paula, and today I will be unboxing for you the new iPhone 15 Pro Max in white titanium. In today's video, I will be sharing with you my first impressions, what's new about this generation, especially coming from an iPhone 12, and of course walking you through setting it up for first use. Let's begin. In the Apple event, they did announce that Apple has a goal to be fully carbon neutral by 2030. One of the first things that they are working on is packaging, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm gonna switch to my overhead view just so you guys can see the full picture as we are unboxing this thing. Before I begin, I wanna say tripods are a glorious thing. When I said I have an overhead view, this is my fancy overhead setup. So obviously, just for reference, this is my iPhone 12 right now. It's in pretty decent condition. I got it in gold. And there she is. iPhone 12, we all know her. Been familiar with it. Here we have the new iPhone 15 box. Ooh. So I got it in the white titanium. Brian did order the natural titanium, however, they sent him the black one, which is like frustrating, but also like not a huge deal because we're gonna slap a case on it anyway. Also a really, really nice color. So even though we didn't get the natural, the black one does look kind of sexy. So here, as we see, should we start with the back or the front first? Let's do the front. That is nice. As we know, this also has a 6.7-inch display. I believe it's the same as the iPhone 12, to be honest with you. So not a huge difference there, although I'm sure the display is going to be much nicer on this newer generation as far as clarity and brightness, giving you guys the ASMR experience. This now has a new matte glass back, and they said that the front screen has a ceramic shield. I personally, thank goodness, haven't really been a victim of a cracked screen in a while. They say that this is supposed to be a lot stronger, and of course, as usual, it is very, very nice and sleek without it. Polished edges, and it's a little bit more rounded than previous generations. So at least for my iPhone 12, for comparison, it has a more chrome finish on the edges, and now we have this more kind of brushed look. It's supposed to be a little bit more fingerprint friendly, but it still does have some smudges, I've heard from other people as well. So it's not fully fingerprint proof, but it's supposed to help out a lot. On the back, we still have our signature Apple logo, that matte glass effect. It's a little bit reflective on the Apple symbol, which I think is a nice classic touch. Before and after, iPhone 12 to the iPhone 15. So there you go. I'm gonna put it to the side for now and see what comes with the box. We have very, very minimal accessories. The biggest change that I know everyone was very excited about, but more in a way of like, finally we've had this, is now we have the addition of USB-C cables. This one is more of like a braided design, much like their MacBook Pros. USB-C to USB-C, so it's an exciting change. We've known that we've wanted this for a long time, just so it's more universal, and we love that. Down over here we have, I think, your standard, oh, you have your Apple sticker, which is always fun. Just the manuals, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything that comes with the box. Moving back in with the phone. In previous generations, we've always had the silent notch here, which again, as you can see from the iPhone 12, that's what it used to look like on the very top there, and it has now been replaced by this action button. And I've heard that you can assign different kind of tasks to it to kind of create more shortcuts for you, volume up and down. Of course, down here we have the USB-C port and your speakers and mic. And of course, on the other side, we have the lock and unlock button. Weight-wise, I can't really tell the difference. I would say, is this a little thicker? Obviously without a ruler, I can't really tell, but this does seem a little bit heavier than this one. But of course, with the addition of a case and other accessories that you're gonna have on it, might not be a huge deal. It's created with materials with, again, carbon neutrality in mind. They say that that's how they were able to shave off a little bit of the weight, which is a nice but not super significant change. With that said, I think it's time for us to get this set up for first use. So I think I'm gonna just turn it on here. I'm gonna select your language of choice, of course, and my location. And I guess you can do the, oh, I love that. I love that right away. It asks you to choose the size of the font. So I'm just gonna hit default. So I'm gonna go set up new iPhone. Waiting for other iPhone. Hold up new iPhone up to the camera. Oh, so like that. Oh, it has to match. Sorry about the noise. The garbage was just picked up outside. So at this point, it's just having me set up Apple ID and everything like that. So I'm gonna finish this part of it and then I'll come back when I actually can get into the phone. We're in business. So we're gonna hit continue. And now it's asking me to set up action button, which I am excited for. We're gonna hit customize. So switch between silent mode, focus, camera, flashlight, voice memo, magnifier. Oh, okay, so you can like magnify. I never had to use this, but I'm happy to know that I have it. Shortcut, so I can like put an app that I want. Added an accessibility feature, like I mentioned. This is something that they are gearing towards more for accessibility, which is nice. Or just do nothing. So hit continue. Oh yeah, so this was another new feature. I don't know if it's new for this iPhone or if it's something that they've had before in the past. They've had improved emergency SOS features. You could do press and hold for emergency SOS. They now offer crash detection and don't know who that is. So I'm just gonna hit decline. Did you hear that? Like ringtone? The only spoiler that I have with the iPhone so far, because Brian has set up his a couple days ahead of me. I was trying not to have like any spoilers for myself because I wanted it to experience it firsthand, but I heard his text tones and like ringtones and things like that, and I'm just like, it just sounds a lot more like ethereal now. I know it's always like a very, very small change. It sounds more and more like an actual xylophone. I thought was really cool. So that is your first look of that. We just heard it together. So again, I'm gonna hit continue on this, and I think we finally finished, and we're here. This also has always on display, which if I switch off my phone, as you can see, the time is still displayed, which is nice. The thing that I'm most excited about this is obviously the cameras, which we'll go into more detail in another video, but just as a like first impressions, like I want to see what this looks like. We have the same resolution, so it can go all the way to 4K. You can do 24, 30, and 60. Main camera 1x.5. Oh my gosh, that is very, very clear. So just to compare, so 0.5 on the iPhone 12 versus the iPhone 15, huge difference. And this is a huge game changer, because as you guys know, the 0.5 has always been really grainy in the past. And I know the iPhone 14 has had a really good upgrade on it as well. Now we have 2x. Wow, that is crisp. And they also have an even closer like telephoto. Wow, look at that detail. And again, this is just a screen record, so let me just, yeah, that's crazy. Lastly, I can't believe I almost forgot to talk about this, but we also picked up a new case for our iPhone 15 Pro Max. Apple released a new material for their phone cases. This is the FineWoven Case, and this is in the green color. This is the first time I've ever been in a case that's not silicone. I've always been a silicone case girl. So we have our phone here, obviously, and this is the case. So open this guy up. Oh, this is a lot darker than I thought it would be. So this is the FineWoven Case. This is in the color Evergreen. Material itself reminds me a little bit of like, Brian said Alcantara feel. Alcantara reminds me a little bit of like a suede material. And this is more like, not really satiny, but it's definitely a more woven fabric type of feel. The only other non-silicone case that I've had before in the past was actually Apple's leather cases, which I wasn't a huge fan of. They were really prone to scratches, and I'm hoping that because this is not leather, this is not gonna be prone to scratches as well. So I'm gonna just do a little bit of light scratches now. Seems to do a good job. Some sort of synthetic leather or synthetic rubber on the sides as well. And of course it has the MagSafe. Let's see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Yeah, green. I thought this was a very interesting color. This feels very, very secure. It is very tight on the phone itself, which is good. And I think it's actually really hard to take off. I mean, a lot harder than like silicone cases. I think it's easier to do it from the bottom, but I'm not gonna need to take that off right now anyway. But this is the FineWoven case from Apple. So that wraps it up for our first impressions with the iPhone 15 Pro Max in white titanium. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below and watch out for future videos with this iPhone. I'm gonna be creating videos about more specific features, mainly the camera capabilities of this, because that is what I'm most excited about. That's it for me today. I will see you guys in the next video.